Maybe all stand. Now, we got a cookout today. Now, that's why I'm not dressed in a tie, of course. In case you're new here, I usually wear a shirt and tie, you know. I do feel a little bit uncomfortable. But it's in that uncomfort zone that we grow. You can't stay comfortable and grow. Growth can't be convenient for you. And once you realize that, you realize you got to get out the boat. You've got to see the water and know that keep my eyes on Spirit, the prize, God, mastermind. I began to transform and my abilities began to transcend my self-imposed limitations. Now I know that I deal with, and you deal with, some self-imposed limitations. Am I accurate? Ooh, that was weak, so let's say amen. Tell the truth, shame the devil, Reverend Woolman said. She said it, I didn't. I just repeated after you. You didn't stop, I heard it. So that's what I want us to do today, step out of that dark place of limitations. That's the only thing that's holding you back. How do I know? Because it's the only thing that held me back for years. So that's all we got to do. Is that okay, Stuart? That's my best friend in the world. And he likes to disagree, just to disagree with me. So I want us to do an affirmation. And if you've never been here before, I do everything with energy. Energy from the Spirit that is within me, that is me, that powers me for the purpose. So can we do this with energy, with real conviction, putting our limitations behind us and only seeing opportunity? Repeat after me. I'm stepping. Don't sound like you taking a step. Sound like you limping. Now come on. I'm stepping out of the dark shadows and into light. I release what no longer serves me and embrace the power of divine love. I will my will into alignment with divine will. I reveal in the sunshine. I am free. I am light. I rise. Tell somebody. And everybody likes and loves the sunshine. But this morning, in spite of Roy Ayers and Mary J. Blige, and they told us that everybody loved the sunshine, we're going to move into that sunshine as a permanent fixture in the sunshine. Can we do this? You may be seated. Now, before we move into that sunshine, we got to deal with something. Repeat after me. Me and my shadows. Don't we all have shadows that just seem to follow us everywhere we go? Shadows. Now, I have a confession to make this morning. Confession is good for your soul, they say, right? We've heard that, right? Confession is good for the soul. Anybody ever confessed before? Raise your hand. That's just about everybody in here. Naughty people. Some mornings, I wake up, and my first thought is not that I'm filled with gratitude, filled with joy, love, and peace, and I see the opportunity. I don't know if you can relate to me in those moments where I just don't feel blessed and highly favored in that moment. Can anybody relate to that? And it's just like these old memories just keep lingering. And they linger into the space of doubt, of worry, of fear. Anybody have those kind of thoughts? Early in the morning thoughts, wake up in the morning thoughts. Yesterday and the day before yesterday and those yesterdays seem to linger on. You understand what I'm saying? And so even though I get up after waking up, it seems like I begin to dress up, but I don't know. Has anybody ever played dress up? Raise your hand if you've ever played dress up. Look at the guys, they get hesitant. Michael, you played dress up. We all play dress up. And when we play dress up, are we really dressing up to be like somebody else? Or are we dressing up to cover up our emotions, our feelings, our inner struggles, our hidden pain, our hidden worries, our hidden sorrows? We dress them up. Because how dare we let someone discover that we struggle with inner turmoil, inner emotions, inner feelings, doubt, despair, and even devastation from things that's happened in the past to us, maybe by us, but they really didn't seem like they were for our good at the time. Y'all still with me? Can you still relate to me? I don't want to feel like I'm a lone ranger on this journey. One of the things you'll come to know about me, if you don't know me, is that I'm pretty transparent. I'm transparent because I realized there's a crossover moment in my life where I had to say, because I got over, I need to help other people get over. Just because I go through a rites of passage doesn't mean I shouldn't afford other people the right to pass through the wilderness, through the dark. And so when we go through the messages that I present to you, they're filled with emotions because they're real. The reading and all the training is just a confirmation of the feelings and emotions. I remember when I went to the master's program, there was one other male in that program, he dropped out. 33 people. Teacher, the first day of class, she asked, "Why are you in this program? Why are you in this program?" And everybody had the answer, "I want to save the world. It's a counseling program." And she came to me and I said, "I want to save myself because I'm drowning in a sea of emotions and feelings and experiences that I never thought in my late 20s I'd have to deal with." Just wasn't prepared for it. And so you saw the acting out in right ways and wrong ways, but you wonder, why? I wasn't prepared. Anybody ever arrived someplace and you weren't prepared for it? I mean, something just happened. You weren't prepared for it. But you have to deal with it. So I was trying to save myself from the darkness. Depression, despair, doubt. And sometimes we get dressed, but we're really dressing in the dark, fumbling around, fearful, frustrated, but we're in that cover-up moment. Or maybe if I can just put on the right clothes, I'll look the right way and it'll disguise what I'm really dealing with. Anybody ever thought you were going to dress up for church, for work? And you were really dressing up because you wanted to hide what was going on the inside. And you thought if I make the outside look better than the inside, no one would discover what's on the inside and the outside would do. Can you relate to that? We do it all the time. And then we expend dollars, thousands of dollars on things that may help us dress up and dress out of the fact that something just not right. Anybody ever knew something just wasn't right? This is not the way life is supposed to be for me, if I am indeed a child of God. Can you relate to that? This is one of those crossover messages where you have to make the decision to decide what I really, really want. At any age, any stage, whatever you're dealing with, this is that moment that we come out of the darkness and we stop convincing ourselves that I'm the only one in the darkness. And in that darkness, this does feel lonely. Have you ever had the scenario where you said, hey, is there anybody here? Hey, is there anybody there? Because I feel so alone. Like no one could ever understand what I'm going through. Then there's the moment where the darkness can't overshadow the light. And we still seek that sunshine, those bright, sunshiny days. Isn't it the case that we always want to sing that song, Bright, Sunshiny Days? That's what we want. That's what we need. Sunshine. But we tend to get on this journey of self-sabotage. Can we say that? Self-sabotage? Has anybody ever done that to themselves? The word alone says, I did it to myself. Because it's self-sabotage. It's through self-belief. Self. The self is what matters. Sunshine. What's it all about? There's a scripture, John 1:5, that says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So what does this mean? What does it mean? Because I hate it when people say metaphysically it means what it means because it's truth. All we deal with in here is truth. So there's no need for me to say metaphysically. I have to say truth, Michael. Truth is the light shines in the darkness and the darkness is not overcome it. What does that mean? What does sunshine represent? Spirit. It also represents clarity, comfort, confidence, and divine energy. Let's repeat this. Sunshine represents clarity, comfort, confidence, and divine energy. Divine truth and understanding. Now that's a hyphen in there, if you noticed it. Divine truth and understanding. And so what we're getting at today and every day in this community is divine truth and understanding. And what is the purpose of that? So we can live free. Be free expressions of the divine that we are. And once we understand this, we understand that we're pretty powerful. And Reverend Wilma and I, throughout this year, we've been taking you through a journey of the 12 powers. Anybody familiar with the 12 powers? Here's the 12 powers right here. Every month, we've been emphasizing one of those 12 powers. Is that right, Reverend Wilma? That's correct. And we've been stressing the importance of those 12 powers. Where did 12 powers come from? Came from God, given to us. We didn't ask for them, but we came here, ordained, powered up by those 12 powers. And this month, we've been focused on what? I will have everyone say will. Will. And we talked about will the last time I spoke from the perspective of to have will and to utilize that will, you've got to have a made-up mind. You have to have a made-up mind that I'm ready to move forward, I'm ready to experience more, to do more, and to be more. Remember that? You've got to have a made-up mind. And once you decide that I have a made-up mind, what we used to say is come hell or high water. In spite of what they think of me, in spite of what they say about me, in spite of the weapons formed against me, nothing's going to hold me back. Nothing. Because I know the plans. I know the plans of God, the Almighty Spirit, the mastermind, the plans to prosper me. And if I know the plans to prosper me, why am I dealing with you and your sidebar conversations about me? It doesn't matter. And it can't hold me back. It won't have me in a prison, in a jail cell any longer. Why did I say any longer? Because most of us stay in that cell. And the funny thing about the cell that we put ourselves in, there's no lock on it. But because we see bars, we never check the door. But there is a door. There is always a metaphysical door that we can open at any time and say, I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to come out and express my true self, my divine self. So I have this made-up mind. And I've had it for quite some time. And it came from the fact that I was seeing things that I didn't want to see. And then I was becoming my own worst enemy, self-sabotaging myself. But one to point the finger outward. Anybody ever done that before? You blame it on everybody and everything, every policy, every political party, every candidate. We blame it on our family, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my co-workers, everybody. But what do we say? It's me. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Anybody standing in the need of prayer today? And understand what prayer is. Because I think all of us are probably standing in the need of prayer, but we have to understand what prayer is. And it is the alignment of your will with God's will. Now, do you understand that? Can somebody say teachable moment here? Can we say that again? Teachable moment. Let's say, Reverend Glenn, teach. Prayer is not about you advocating for what you want. Prayer is about understanding the will of God, and the will of God is the best will, your highest self. If you will yourself to have the will that's consistently aligned with God. Do you understand this? Was that too fast? Was it filled with too much energy? Because you have to understand that alignment is critical. Your will, God's will. And if your will, taken into prayer, supersedes the will of God, there's this incongruency, this inconsistency. And God knows you got to get in alignment with the will of God. Getting it yet? Not yet. Not supposed to get it yet. But this is one of those things where you see yourself. Remember that old saying, mama may have, papa may have, but God bless the child that has his own. And so we're supposed to not lean onto our own understanding, but lean onto the understanding of God. And if we have that understanding of God, we understand that alignment is very critical. And the prayer practices, it's very critical. Come with me. Come with me for a couple more minutes. Then I want to go to the cookout. God is not giving me the spirit of. God is not giving me the spirit of. God is not giving me the spirit of. If that's true, which I know it is true, I should be able to move gently down the stream, rowing my boat against any current that may come that's inconsistent with the word. It's not enough yet. It don't make sense yet. Because we have this will that we talked about. And you have to have a made-up mind, which means you have to have a made-up will. And that mind and will alignment is very critical because we're powered by our will. Why is that? It's our heart. Our heart gets weak, doesn't it? Anybody had a weak heart before? And it made you do some things you probably shouldn't do if you were in your best moment of thinking? Raise your hand. I want to take a little survey. That's everybody. But the heart is the soul, right? The heart is the soul. And what is the soul made up of? This is the lesson right here. So if you wake up and get this, you got it. The soul is made up of the mind, emotions, and will. Can we say that? Mind, emotions, and will. Now, what does that have to do with anything? What does it really have to do with anything? The soul, the heart. Now, we know that the heart is so important because we've experienced a broken heart, right? Somebody has trampled all over our heart at some point. We've been disappointed, devastated, and the heart has been broken. There are so many songs out there. It is achy, breaky heart. Throw out some other songs out there about a broken heart, a person in despair, out of love, but they thought they were in love. How can you mend a broken heart? All of those songs out there. Toni Braxton was here, a couple of Valentine's Day ago, and she got on the stage and she said, "Happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, I don't have any happy love songs in my genre. Everything's about a broken heart." Leah and I started to pack up and go. But understand that equation, that the soul, which is the heart, is made up of the mind, which is our consciousness, right? The mind is our consciousness. Our consciousness is always aware because we're constantly taking in things, right? We're seeing things, we're smelling things, we're touching things, experiencing things. And so the mind is our consciousness. Can we say the mind is my consciousness? The mind is my consciousness. And so the emotions and feelings are things that I experience. And as a result of that, I decide whether I'm going to take those conscious things into my subconscious mind. You understand that? Not yet. Because you don't understand it. Not yet. The subconscious mind is what makes us do what we do when we do what we do. You got that? Not yet. The subconscious mind programs you. It programs you. And so why do you do the things you do when you do the things that you do? Because you're programmed in your subconscious mind. The things that you took in your conscious mind, you filtered them into the subconscious mind. They were so repetitive that they became part of your hard drive. And though you say the affirmations and you pray for better life, it's in your hard drive, the subconscious mind. And until you do something to erase those things, to filter out those things that you don't want in your subconscious mind, they keep appearing in the consciousness of your being. Still with me? And so there's a difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind keeps everything in until you make the decision that I'm ready to move forward. And so you constantly think. You pay money. You got stacks of books. You've heard millions of sermons and messages, but you keep wondering, why do I keep returning to the old? Because in your subconscious mind, you have to filter it out. So the consciousness, the subconsciousness impact the will, the want, the way that you behave. So understand this. The will has to be aligned with the will of the Most High You, which is the Christ that lives in you. And once you make that alignment between the two wills, then you move forward. And you confidently do so, composed, knowing that in this competition that I'm in, I have the ability to make my will thy will. And I say, thy will be done. And I mean it because I'm ready to move forward. There's nothing to heal, only truth to be revealed. You know that? We say this. Say it with me. There's nothing to heal, only truth to be revealed. So why do we constantly say I'm broken and I need healing? I need to be healed. Lay hands on me because I need to be healed. You've heard it all your life. Millions of books on the topic of how do I heal. But if we were to switch this around into the real truth mindset, we'd understand that there is nothing to heal, only truth to be revealed. What is truth? Truth is the word. It's the will. It's the way from the Almighty Christ, God, the mastermind. Truth to be revealed. If it must be revealed, something must be concealed, right? So what have we concealed? We've concealed the truth of who we are. That's what we've concealed. We've concealed because we've taken things into our consciousness, into the subconscious. Because it's on the hard drive, we're still acting as though we're less than. And so we're living out a lie. But here's the truth mindset. Here's the truth mindset. Get out your cameras. Memorize this. Pivotal moment. Turning point moment in our lives is when we get to the point that we realize there's a consciousness and a subconsciousness. There are two wills at work. But then you ask yourself, if God created me, why would God give me free will? Knowing that I might not make the best, the greatest decisions. See, having will as a gift and as a power is the most dangerous gift and power that you can possess. And why is that? She said, repeat that. So I'll turn into a tape recorder, Brett, and I'll do that. I'll go back. God's gift to us of the power, of the 12 powers. God's gift to us of will, free will, is the most powerful gift that we can receive, but it's also the most dangerous gift that we can receive. And why is that? Because it's the only power that allows us to choose against God and God's will. If you don't get anything else out of this, understand this point that you possess the most dangerous and most powerful gift And it's called the will. And it is the only gift that you have been gifted that allows you to turn away by your own choice from God's way, God's will, and God's want. Do you understand this? Understand it. And so we say, when we're waiting for God, I'm waiting to hear from God. No, you're not. You got your own will activated. And you have this desire to just move along the fringe or along the border of God's word and say, how can I keep one toe in and one foot out and still be considered spiritual? So we understand it. Moving from this perspective and understanding, I don't need to be healed. I'm not broken, but I need to reveal some things. There's nothing to heal, only truth to be revealed. And so in this shift, I want us to read this together. I must shift my truth mindset focused on healing as a repair process to one centered on revelation. I must live by the truth that healing is not about mending a damaged state, but rather about uncovering the divine presence of the Almighty Spirit that is always present in me. This shift reframes healing not as an act of recovery, but as an act of rediscovery, of unveiling what is already whole and complete beneath the surface. You got it? It's rediscovery of who I am and the gifts that I came here with. And once you understand that, understand your power, but the power that's necessary to be in alignment with your best self, your highest self, your God self, then you have the answer to all the questions that you ponder consistently. Beneath the surface, the conscious and the subconscious mind must be addressed. Take it to heart. But there's some things you don't need to take to your heart any longer. And once you realize we can't take everything to our heart, we realize there's some things we need to let go. So just release, because they no longer serve us. Hey, you no longer work in my best interest. Hey, you're no longer helping me reach my best self. Hey, you've held me back too long. I'm coming out. Today is my day to seek the sunshine, to feel it on my face, and to never look back at my shadows again. Beloved, today we make a choice. Indeed it is, Roy Ayers and Mary J. Blige had said, life can indeed be what you make it. But you have to choose to align your will with the will of God. And if you're willing to do that consciously, consistently, your life will change for the better. Can we stand and do an affirmation? God's always sending us signs. Always. last week I left this community service and went to the cemetery. Those, last Sunday I celebrated my birthday, and I'm just overwhelmed by the celebration you guys gave me here. Certainly didn't expect it. But I left here and I went to the cemetery. I drove all the way out to Redford, Michigan, Plymouth, and Telegraph. Yep, Detroit Memorial West. That's where my twin is, in the salvation section. I got there and I parked my car on the side of the grass. And all of a sudden it started raining, just pouring. And I hadn't been out there since her birthday last year. And I always say her birthday because it's more important than my birthday. And if you don't go out there long, you realize that the caretakers just mow over the lawn. She has a grave marker that's flat. And I'm out there, and I said, well, I made it out here. I can't celebrate a birthday without spending time with Lynn. I started walking in the rain. I took my jacket off, and the shirt just got wet. I said, what the heck? Couldn't find it. So I kept doing like this to the different markers that I saw and just hoping it was her. I knew I was in the right section. And then it stopped raining. Isn't it crazy how it rains and then it just stops raining on a dime, the sun comes out, and I'm out there, I'm still walking, and I'm looking for the grave marker, and I can't find it. I'm walking, and then it starts raining again. At this point, I say, I guess it's not meant to be. But I keep on just finding markers and using the heel of my shoe to try to clear it off. I didn't have any tools with me, so what do? You use your heel. It's the hardest thing I had. Stopped raining. I kept looking. I couldn't find it. And then it started raining again. I said, third time, I'm out of here. You know how we get third time's a charm, and we just play that game where 3 times, I'm out of here. But then I looked up, and if you remember last Sunday, Reverend Wilma had planned the colors for the celebration. They were purple and gold. And those of you who know me know that purple is my favorite color. It's Leah's favorite color too. It's also my fraternity's color. And so all of a sudden I just was about to give up and go to the car, and I saw this little purple piece of cloth. And it was there for no reason, no apparent reason at all. And so out of frustration, I went to pick up the cloth and just throw it. What kind of birthday is this? I can't even find my twin. And I noticed there was a grave marker there, and I did what I did, and I didn't say what the heck, to be honest with you. I said, what the hell? I went out here for 45 minutes, 46, 47, ticking. So I'm kicking it with my heel, clean it off, and it says Lynn Arlene McIntosh, my twin. But who put that purple piece of cloth there? So God has always given us signs. But we can't let our negative thoughts and limitations limit us from seeing the divine light that's always present. In some shape or fashion, it's there. But we have to be on a mission, steadfast, to experience it. So if you know how close Lynn and I were, it's just amazing. I've never been that close to anybody in my life. Can we do an affirmation? Repeat after me. There is nothing to heal. You sound like you want to go through 40 more years of being in pain. To have people tell you, you sick, you ill, you broke, you'll never find love again. Let's try this again. There is nothing to heal. Only the ever-present wholeness of God to reveal. I align my will with the divine will, allowing the light of spirit to illuminate every aspect of my being. As I shift my focus from repairing what seems broken to unveiling the perfection already within me, I step into a deeper truth. I am not a vessel needing to be fixed. I am a reflection of God's infinite wholeness and love. I surrender to the gentle yet powerful process of revelation, trusting that what I seek is already within me. I am aligned, I am whole, and I am a vessel for the full expression of God's will. And God's will for me is to experience love, joy, peace, prosperity, and greater things. And so it is. Amen. Thanks for having me this morning. God bless each and every one of you.